is filled with Instagram hacks for growth and tips for more followers and views. But what if you're starting from zero? Like literally brand spanking new Instagram account. And I'll tell you one better. What if you have never had or managed an Instagram account before, especially for business? The world of Instagram can be pretty overwhelming. With over 1 billion active monthly users, this multimedia platform is a behemoth for anyone trying to simply build credibility, grow an audience, and maybe make some sales along the way. At my agency, we have started a lot of brand new Instagram accounts. And it seems like every year there are new tactics and strategies that we need to consider so the account can have some upward momentum. So in this video, I am going to map out for you what you're going to need to build an Instagram account starting from zero. Take action now. Hi, my name is Desiree. If you're looking to grow your business with better social media and content marketing, take action now. Hit that subscribe button and the bell below. The foundation for anything that you do on Instagram and all social media, honestly, requires an effective content plan, which is why I have my free content planning worksheet that you can grab down in the description below. We will actually be using this today as well, so definitely want to check that out. So real quick, I want to make sure that you know what this video is not. This video is not going to be like how to start an Instagram account, like how to set up an account, how to do a things, going over the interface. If you want to do that, you're going to want to watch the video I have for you in the card right here, where I walk you through a beginner's guide of everything you need to do to create a new Instagram account and what the interface looks like and how to do that. So when you're starting out on Instagram, the first thing you're going to want to do is consume Instagram and really study what is happening on the platform. There are a lot of different things that we're going to want to pay attention to, like what is the kind of content that you see most frequently? What are the kinds of things that we can see our competitors doing? What are things that we can like and enjoy that we see other people doing? We really just want to take the time to consume and save things that we like. The post like, you know what, that really resonated with me. I actually took action from that because this message was really good. So really save and think through what content you like that you have seen others do, that you have acted upon, that you have enjoyed, and then you're gonna be able to create your content based on those pieces of inspiration. Because honestly, the best thing you're gonna wanna do when you're building out a new Instagram account is to use a base of existing content that is already working. Because very similar to a lot of other strategies, we're going to piggyback off of what is already working versus trying to create something brand new and trying to make it shine through, which is very hard. Now, while there are exceptions to this rule, I'm going to assume that we're going to be wanting to do the general way to get you the right growth. Okay, so now our next strategy is actually to dump, and this is where our content planning worksheet comes into place. We're going to want to use this to dump all of the things that we need to do. We have our brain dump section here at the top. We have the what's been working. And so for you, this is gonna be like inspiration, things that you know what's going on. We have our industry news, like what's happening in your industry right now, time of the year, things like that. And then what holidays do we have coming up? These are all the kinds of things that you wanna plan out and know when you're creating your content strategy, especially on a month-to-month basis. By dumping all your ideas, messages, things that you need to go and do, whatever information you need to relay, that is what you're going to want to accomplish in this time with this content planning worksheet, because it's gonna allow for you to give that foundation to build out from there. Now, once we've done things out, we're gonna divide our content into 3 separate buckets. It's actually a very popular and easy to consume strategy. Once you think, what does your business focus on? What are 3 focuses, like top end focuses that you can do? So let's say, for example, that you are a service-based business. Maybe you do something in plumbing or HVAC. You wanna look at what are the 3 things that tend to happen? So we can have common problems that people have. We could have things happening in our local area. And then we also could have like services and things that we offer. And so these are the 3 buckets that you want to kind of work from, that you can create your content for. This allows you to ask the question, does what I need to say have to do with these content buckets so I can move my agenda forward? Or maybe you're stumped on how to tie a trend into what you're doing. Ask yourself the question, how can I take this trend and apply it to my buckets? So by knowing what your 3 categories are, by knowing what's going to happen there, it's going to make things a lot easier for you to know what content it is that you need to be planning and what you need to be doing. I also want to emphasize this needs to be something that you can manage. Now, if this is something that you're doing or a member of your team is doing, make sure that you're defining what these buckets are with them and with yourself, so that you know, okay, if these are my 3 categories, is this content I can create around? Am I going to be able to easily do this? Am I going to be able to make this manageable for myself and for my team? Now, once upon a time, Instagram was all about the pictures. It was about how great can we make our pictures looking and how can we get these looking as unrealistically real as possible and just almost unobtainably beautiful. And we don't live in that world anymore, which I think personally is really great because your girl's life is nowhere near as nice as it probably would look through that filter. Like right now, legit, I'm wearing pajama pants and slippers while the top of me looks really nice. I think this is really important for Instagram because it's allowed for it to transition and grow into a multimedia social network. This is where we're going to be able to make content in different media. So we have photos, we have videos, and we have live streams. And we can do these in different places on the platform. Again, make sure you watch the video tutorial about everything you need to know so that you're gonna be able to navigate all the different parts of Instagram so you know what multimedia options you have. But for this strategy, there are two main kinds of content I want you to focus on. Reels and carousels. Now, you can post pictures. I'm not saying don't do that, but what I am saying is that you really want to think about what is performing best on the platform, and literally Reels and carousel posts are where it's at. What's really nice about Reels is you can keep it real. Like they want it to be normal. They want you to be raw. They want you super edited and fancy and doing all this extra stuff. Like literally pull out your phone, pick your audio, record something, add some text, and you out. Like make it simple, raw, real, relatable to what's happening around you. Keep it real to keep it simple for yourself. What's great about living in this world of real reels is that we can keep it simple. We don't have to try and overthink it, overcomplicate it, and try and make it like this production level quality that you might think you need to do. So it's a really nice way for you to do it. So my 4 tips for you to how to make reels work really well for you is first things first, have fun. Like, I think the best thing about Reels is that they can be silly. They can be relatable. It can be based on music and sound clips and quotes that you're super familiar with that you can have fun with. So try not to be too serious and overcomplicate this. Which again leads me to the second point, which is don't overcomplicate it. Like I said, keep it real. Record with what you have and where you are. Just simplify what's happening. And because you have been doing the consuming and the saving, you know what content you can create very simply with like one shot, singing a song, doing a dance, or whatever it is that you want to do that you feel comfortable with. You always want to add text to your reel. It's very important for this because the text gives context to what you're saying. And it also is going to be the medium that's going to allow for you to connect to a trend. Like, you know, being able to play a popular song, but tying it back into your HVAC or your lawyer or your insurance business is going to be where the text will do that for you. And as you consume more Instagram content, you'll see how a lot of other people are making that work for them. So you know what you could do as well. And remember, tie your business into trends. Instagram and TikTok and all these other vertical video platforms always have things that are trending. And it's very easy for you to watch them, consume them, and think, how can I apply this trend to my business? Maybe it's even just as simple as I'm gonna show off something and maybe do like a voiceover and have that song in the very background just so I can be attached to that trending audio. To maybe even building something out entirely around the audio. Or maybe if you're really cool and coordinated, you can do a dance. I'm not coordinated. I don't do that. But if you are, like, go nuts. Again, have fun. Make it relevant to your business. Add text and just keep it simple as best as possible. That is how you will find success in Reels. Now, when it comes to carousel posts, there's a lot of different ways to do this. And I have some different examples that are going to be on the screen right now. But it's important to note that a carousel allows for you to share multiple slides of information in a still and or video way. I find stills to be the easiest way to use carousels because I can give value and I can start off with like a cover image, and that cover image can identify like what it is or the question I'm asking or the statement that I want to make, and then I can have the supporting information in the slides. You can use up to 10 photos in a carousel, but you don't have to if you don't want to. And you can do things besides teach something or explain something. You can also like have this really ability to talk about your life or your business and the things that make you different. By having those pieces in there, you're gonna be allowed to share a story. And that's what carousels are about. It's about telling stories and sharing information and making them interact by swiping through your content. So the next thing we need to dive into is content creation. So that we've studied, we have dumped our ideas out, we know what kind of stuff that we need to make. Now we need to actually make the content. My number one piece of advice for you is to batch it out. Batching is where you create a lot of content in one sitting. Like I'm talking like, let's get like a whole month of stuff just like ready to go before we go live. That way there's not going to be any dates missed. You're not going to miss any agendas. We know exactly what's going to happen. It also allows for like life to happen, emergencies to happen, situations to happen. That way you don't have to worry about trying to make something all the time. You can kind of do it more loosely within your schedule and let it happen organically throughout the month while the stuff that's already batched and scheduled can be happening. So really think through, how can I make like 5 to 10 pieces of content in my set period of time and batch those out. So now what we need to talk about is messaging when it comes to our content creating. Now messaging requires kind of a certain formula to make it work in some steps. So the first things first is your first sentence is kind of the key. It's the most important part. So it hooks them in. You need to make this under 115 characters, and as a bonus, add an emoji into it of some kind. Now this first sentence is your hook, and the emoji just kind of allows and tells people what to feel. Let the emojis be a fun part of what you do with your messaging and gives context to the emotion that people want to feel through the message. But remember, your first sentence needs to hook them in. This could be a power statement, a question, something controversial. Just really engage with them in that first sentence to make them hit that more button, and then we can see the full message. Now, with the full message, we need to tell a story and hold their attention. Make sure all of the parts are purposeful and that you're not rambling. Make sure that the story makes sense for what is going on in the image and supports your statement from the first sentence. You also want to make sure that your story is giving value. Like just talking for the sake of talking isn't going to keep anyone's attention. So you want to make sure that like while you're sharing what's happening or giving a piece of information, that they have value when they leave your post. It's very important to help that there so that they keep reading. And then you want to make sure that you always include a call to action. Everything that we do in marketing is about making someone do something to get them to the next step of working with us. So we want to make sure that our call to actions are clear with that. It could be, go click my link in my bio so that we can set up a private call to do X, Y, or Z. Or hey, here's this question I have for you. Comment down below with what's going on. Share this post with someone that you love that can help you with this. Like really work through those pieces of the messaging because that's going to be really helpful for what you're trying to do. Now let's talk about hashtags for a second. Hashtags for some reason have become this like controversial thing where it's like, do we use them? Do we not use them? How many should we use? Where should we put them? How does this work? Like honestly, just like keep it simple. Understand that hashtags are about discoverability. It allows for the algorithm and individuals to find and know what your content is going to be about through that association. Obviously, the more specific they are and the more focused they are, allows for you to have greater growth within it. Now, I am not going to dive into hashtags in this video. In fact, I have a whole video that will be coming out soon that you can go watch about hashtags to help you with this journey because it is important and necessary, but very time consuming to talk about to show you how to make it work. When we're talking about content and creating and batching all this stuff, we're forgetting about something very important, socializing, as in engaging. We need to not only be creating content that we want people to engage with, we need to go find the conversations and the content to participate in. So this is where it's important for you to adopt this very specific strategy. Go find your competitors or the people who might have your customers. Maybe it's something similar or parallel or an area driven sort of thing. Go find those accounts and comment on those accounts, on their content, and engage with the people that are commenting on the content. Yes, you want to comment on the commenter's comment. I'm aware that's a weird sentence to say, but it's how this really works. Because when you can engage with people and people's content, they're gonna go look at you and be like, what's this person? Why do I care? Why are they commenting? Oh, that's so nice of them to say. What are they all about? And they're gonna head over to your account and you're gonna get those followers, that likes, that engagement. That is what we're looking for. While Instagram does a solid job with like Reels and with carousels, with bringing people in, you need to take some action into your own and spend time while you're consuming with engaging with other people's content. Now you also, in order to make all this work, you have to schedule it out. Like the whole point of batching and creating all this content is to make sure that your message is being given on a consistent, regular basis. So make sure you are scheduling out your content based on what you've done with your content planning worksheet and the calendar that goes with it. The best way to do this is to use Facebook's Creator Studio, because remember, Facebook owns Instagram. You're gonna go into the Instagram tab of Creator Studio and you can schedule out your content there. However, it is important to note that you cannot schedule to post Reels. You have to just create reels, and then you're gonna have to save them as drafts. And then what you're going to do from there is use a calendar reminder that reminds you, hey, go publish this post. And that's why having the calendar to map this all out so you know what post goes when, and then having it all ready to go, all you have to do is go on and hit publish. Even if you have a member of your team that can do that for you, it'll be really helpful, but you have to have that content available as drafts of your reels. Very important piece to have. By knowing when you're posting and what is going to go up when, it allows for you to manage your content better and keep track of your messaging. Now, to make this easier for you, I want you to watch this video I have for you right here, because this is going to show you the easiest Instagram content strategy ever. I'm making it easy. You're gonna love it. So go watch this video right now. And hey, if you're interested, watch this video right here because YouTube thinks you are really going to like it. Until next time, I'll see you soon.